The cold and snow has moved in for the new year, but the heat is on as the Rochester Lancers and Syracuse Silver Knights prepare for their second meeting of the season. It's the three-way battle next on the Lancers Broadcast Network. And welcome to the Blue Cross Arena for the second meeting of the season between the Rochester Lancers and the Syracuse Silver Knights. Good afternoon, soccer fans. I'm Joe Giuliano, and fresh out of the cave, he's going with the three spikes today, the Mohican Warrior, Elliot Foskey. Happy New Year, my man.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year to you, too.
Looking good, ready to go.
Doing it.
Not two spikes, but three today.
Got to.
And hopefully it's going to be some good luck for the Rochester Lancers as they take on their arch rival, the Syracuse Silver Knights. These two teams met earlier in the season. It ended up in the only shootout in Rochester Lancers history, a 12-11 victory for the Lancers. So Syracuse will look to pay back in this very intense rivalry. Now the Silver Knights coming off a 24-point performance against Harrisburg, and they're led by a very special Brazilian player who lit up the scoring charts in that last game against Harrisburg.
Yeah, more than 2 hat tricks in a single game is not bad. So that's Neto. He's a really strong player. Obviously he can score goals, but he's great at holding the ball up, good at finding space. He can get assists as well, so he's very dangerous. I have a little mini knot that used to be an egg, little calcium buildup from his elbow. I'm carrying that one for the rest of my life. Appreciate that, brother. No, he's fun to play against. He's intense, as this rivalry always is, and so looking forward to it.
We'll keep our eyes on the dangerous number 10, Neto. 7 goals in that game against Harrisburg. For the Rochester Lancers, well, Mauricio Salas has 16 points on the season. That's on 15 goals and 1 assist. Joey Tavernisi has some great balance as far as his numbers are concerned.
Yeah, what's he, 8 and 8
yes.
for goals and assists? So 8 goals, 8 assists from Joey Tavernisi. And he's just been plugging away. He always gets gritty, gets in the box. Very different style of player. Complements Mauricio well in the attack, and he's just been putting up numbers. So if he can continue to do that, we'll have a good chance tonight.
All right, it's always exciting when these two teams meet as the Mohican Warriors ready to go. It's the Lancers and the Silver Knights. Stick around. Kickoff is coming up next right here on the Lancers Broadcast Network. It's the 5th home game of the season for the Rochester Lancers, and it's a big one. The arch rival Syracuse Silver Knights in town this afternoon. I'm Joe Giuliano. Happy New Year from everyone here at the Lancers Broadcast Network, including the Mohican Warrior, Elliot Foskey.
How's it going, Joe?
Good. Ready to go?
Fantastically prepared.
All right. Let's get your lineups taken care of. First, for the visitors from Syracuse, the talented Brian O'Quinn will be in goal. Santana, Toby in the back. Bordeaux in the midfield. Ubi, Parapovic, and Neto up top. Tommy Tanner, the head coach of the 3-5 Syracuse Silver Knights. For the Lancers, Morera will be in goal, the former Silver Knight goalkeeper. In the back, it's Basso and Knapp. In the midfield, Ortiz and Salas. Up top, Joey Tavernisi. Doug Miller, the coach of the 4-2 Rochester Lancers. The lead referee is Stan Nagel. The referee is Steve Montanino. The assistant referee, Jim Pashalidis. And the fourth, Greg Irwin, with Mike Gazzetta patrolling the penalty box. Syracuse, the black tops, the orange shorts and black socks kick us off. Lancers in the blue and gold. Rochester will be attacking the goal to our left. A huge crowd expected today as the line is out the door currently at the Blue Cross Arena, so fans will still be filing in well into this first quarter as 2015 underway at the Blue Cross Arena. Here's Ortiz to Tavernisi, now to Salas. Trying to go quickly forward to Jeremy Ortiz and Elliott. Jeremy's debut and his return to Rochester. 2 goals last week against the Baltimore Blast, and a great way to return to the club.
Absolutely. Didn't leave too much to be desired there with 2 goals right off the bat. We had spoken about him pre-game, and I was kind of wondering how he'd make the transition back into indoor after almost 2 years away from the game. So definitely an impressive show from him, and we need his energy as well as his ability to score out there.
The Silver Knights with possession on the far side. Salas pressuring Neto, but he comes away with it. Through the midfield circle. Now it will be Parapovic. Good ball in front. Deflected, and Moreira pounces on it. A good early save for the Brazilian, Marcelo Moreira. Here's Pedrino. Vanino. Megson, he is back from injury. He was a game-time decision. Went through the warm-ups and told Coach Miller, things are good, I'm ready to go. Santana back to O'Quinn, the 34-year-old. His 7th appearance of the season. One of the best shot stoppers in the league, Brian O'Quinn. Schindler battling for it, working hard along the boards. Taken away by Grant. Tries to go to his right foot, but Ortiz comes in with Basso to help out. And a foul call deep along the boards against the Lancers. Syracuse without the services of Canaro Forbes today. I'd like to pass along our deepest condolences for the passing of his grandmother. Forbes at a funeral, unable to play today as Syracuse puts the shot in the back of the net. They get the early goal on the far side. They just kept shooting and shooting, and they finally found the back of the net to take a 2-0 lead as we are playing multiple points scoring. That goal coming at 1:39 of the first quarter, and it was one shot, two shots, the third one finally going in for the Silver Knights. And here's a look at it. Chantel took the initial shot that went off the boards above the goal. It was settled down, and I believe it was Anthony Grant, number 17 with the goal. We'll get the official confirmation.
Yeah, just a tenacious set from Syracuse there. Just not giving up on it. Rochester failing to gain a clearance or an effective block, as every shot hit the boards and came back, went right to another Syracuse player. So opening up the scoring fairly early there in the first 2 minutes of Syracuse.
Good save by Moreira. The rebound is up and high from Ubi Parapovic. Mario Swaby gets credit for the goal for Syracuse. Chantel gets the assist. Time of that goal, 1:39. Megson gets a toe poke on it. Now Toby double team. Lancers coming with some high pressure as they trail early on. Tavernisi and Megson working hard in the corner. Now Salas steps in. Ball's popped in the air. Into the corner for Tavernisi. Battles with Santana. Takes a couple hops, and O'Quinn will throw a long one downfield where Capinos will head it back to Moreira. Long throw downfield from Marcelo. Chantel. 2 bones broken in his right hand in the game against Baltimore a couple weeks back. Playing in the back, sends it forward. Here's Chantel again. Yelovac, a heavy touch. Neto comes away with it. Good little backheel pass. Yelovac pushing forward. Knapp will intercept it for the Lancers. Now good hard tackle from Ortiz. Finds Andrew Hoxie. He's 1v4, so he'll have to slow it down.
Yeah, Joe, really good energy from the Lancers today. In sharp contrast to their first half against Baltimore last week. This looks really good right now, apart from giving up that goal, of course. But as far as the energy and their shutting down the ball and getting to it quick in the midfield and even in the attacking third has been really great.
The Lancers with a chance in front. Perez just wide of the far post. That Baltimore game, they trailed 8-0 at the half. It's the blast. Very, very good once again. It's Perez's shot. Loose ball comes back to the Cuban. Yelovac steps in front of him. Still a loose ball, Tavernisi. Megson's shot is blocked just inside the three-point arc. Vanino will have a go. Deflected in front. And Syracuse with Manfoot coming forward. Looking for some help, Yelovach. Megson slows him up, comes away with it momentarily, and they're going to call Manfoot for the foul against Alex Megson. 10:40 left here in this first quarter. The Knights with a 2-0 lead, Swaby with the goal. 4-0 shots in favor of Syracuse. O'Quinn getting some benefit with some help from the defenders in front. Jamie Capinos. Deep into Hoxie. Pops up in the air, and O'Quinn, the 34-year-old, will snag it out of the air and will quickly throw it downfield. Looking for Grant. Basso steps in front of him. Herrera's got to be quick on this.
Great composure from Herrera. That was a really tough ball back. Basso did well to track, but gave a bit of a tough ball there.
Ortiz, is he in? No, O'Quinn got there first. Loose ball, Salas pulled the trigger, but it took a bad hop. Here's Swaby. Now Manfoot. Swaby on the near side. Good ball back to Toby. Grant. Looking for Toby. Ortiz again breaks it up for the Lancers. Syracuse will start their attack once again with the dangerous Nelson Santana. Syracuse 3-5, coming off a 24-18 victory at Harrisburg, the 27th of December. And as we talked about in the open, Neto, who has the ball now, scored 7 goals in that game. That is the most by one player in Syracuse history. And I'm telling you, it is reminiscent of the Neto we saw last week for Baltimore, leaning into the player, foot on the ball, and just looking around for an option.
Yeah, you should change your name to Neto and try out for an indoor team, Joe. It's panned out for those guys.
They are really very similar in their style. Taken away by Basso. 2-on-1 if the Lancers hurry. Salas to the right. Hoxie. Hoxie. Shot. O'Quinn makes the save. Loose ball, goal! Megson on his return finds the back of the net. We're tied at 2.
Swelling with Northwest pride, Joe. Another Washington State guy scoring on his former teammates, Syracuse Silver Knights.
Hoxie took the shot. O'Quinn made the initial save, but look at the determination from Megson. Nobody was going to beat him to the ball. As welcome to our radio listeners on Fickle 93.3. It is 2-2, Rochester and Syracuse. 8:35 left in the first quarter. Megson scoring for Rochester, and that goal brought to you by Mr. Glass. So we're tied at 2 now at the Blue Cross Arena.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful goal to watch between the samurai ponytail and the artful jiu-jitsu kick.
Well taken goal for Megson, his 3rd of the season. Hoxie's 3rd assist as well. Chantel. Yelovach. Back to Chantel. Crowd still filing in. Told the line is still out the door. This would be a nice New Year's Day crowd, and looks like there's going to be a penalty issued to the goal scorer for Syracuse, Mario Swaby, as the 2-minute blue card being held up.
Number
Time of the
50,
penalty, 7:01.
Yeah, headed to the box there. A little timeout to think about his actions.
And we will take a break. 7:59 left in the first quarter. Rochester, Syracuse are tied at 2. A Lancers power play coming up next. Lancers on the power play. Swaby in the box, 2 minutes for tripping. Rochester 5 for 10 with the man advantage. Syracuse has killed 3 of 9, 33% effectiveness on the PK for the Silver Knights. Here's Tavernisi. Tommy Tanner during that break was not happy with the officials. Took a step or two onto the field to have a few words for the men in green. Nonetheless, a power play for the home side. Perez Salas. Tavernese. Hoxie. Splits it between Ortiz and Mauricio, and Jeremy will pick it up for the Lancers.
Yeah, a little communication breakdown there.
Mauricio, top of the arc. One time, bad hop. Perez couldn't get a foot on it, and it rolls to O'Quinn. 7:03 left in the first quarter. 1 minute left in the man advantage for the Lancers. Looking for their first power play shot here on this man advantage opportunity. Perez, Ortiz, Salas, Hoxie, Tavernese in the mix. Here's Mauricio. He's going to draw some defenders out. Good ball in front, Tavernese.
Great pass. Mauricio showed great vision there at the outside of the foot to find Joey. Just couldn't quite wrap his foot around it, unfortunately.
Ortiz, Perez, Hoxie goes in for the shot. Instead, he takes down Chantel. He's already banged up with the wrist, and now it looks like it's Santana, I'm sorry, who had a rough go of it last time Syracuse was in town here, that 12-11 loss on December 20th. And he takes an early knock here now on the PK.
Yeah, he's walking something off. Hard to tell which body part hurts. Looks like he's limping, but then he's shaking his hand.
Lancers with 24 seconds on the man advantage. Perez to Salas, but Rochester's deep in their own half. Looking for one more push here. The big smooth Andrew Hoxie. Now to Perez. Mauricio. 2 seconds left, and that'll do it. Syracuse at full strength. A good ball, top of the box. Hoxie couldn't get it to sit. Morera gets to the ball first, and the long shot. Loose ball in front, kick save off of Swaby. Marcelo Morera had to react quickly there as he was out of position, but still came up big for the save.
Yeah, good recovery, good sliding kick save.
Swaby gets around Ortiz, toe poke. Marcelo Morera again makes the save. Yelovach with a rocket, and that is going to be a three-pointer if I'm not mistaken, as the fans in orange at the Blue Cross Arena celebrating Yelovach's first goal of the season. And right now it's showing as a two-pointer, but we'll see. Nope, it is now changed to a three-point goal for Syracuse as they take a 5-2 lead.
Yeah, very well struck ball from out there. Kept it low, hard, far post. Marcelo makes the initial save. Syracuse stays on the attack. Boy, what a strike. Really well struck ball.
Swaby with the assist. He's got a goal and an assist here in the first quarter.
Especially in this multi-point scoring, you really have to step up and challenge those outside shots. Can't give those away for free.
Here's Vanino, the Lancers trailing 5-2. Neto, no look pass and given away to the Lancers. A tough stretch of games here for Rochester. 3 games in 4 days. Against Syracuse today, at Milwaukee on Saturday, at Chicago on Sunday. So looking to get off this 3-game stretch on the right foot. They trail by 3 right now. Tavernese.
I believe we played 9 games in January, Joe.
Very busy month. Could be very instrumental in the standings of the Eastern Division.
We play 8 in the month of January, yeah.
Neto call for the foul as he dumps down Jamie Capinos. And 4:29 left.
The Capinos family, in reinforcing a stereotype, drove live lobsters down from the Massachusetts area to have a fish cook that made our house smell like an ocean.
I hope you're kidding, because if I didn't get the call for some Massachusetts fresh seafood, I'm going to be pretty upset, my man.
I didn't eat any of it, Joe.
All right,
so
I'll let you off the hook.
we had a team function that they passed on for obvious reasons.
I would pass on it too for that reason. Capinos family from just outside of Springfield, Massachusetts.
Yeah. Felt like very nostalgic, like The Little Mermaid. Took me back to my childhood. It was great.
One of the Capinos is in the lineup tonight. Joey Capino still out with that injury, and Marcelo Moreira gets the nod once again against his former team. Neto is taken down by Ortiz, and he is slow to get up. 4:05 left in the first quarter. Ubi Parapovic on the far side will set this one up. Good crowd from Syracuse on hand today. Some orange jerseys on both sides of the arena. Capinos almost poked it away from Santana. He had to fight with all his might there to keep it away. Hoxie. Still the big smooth, back to Ortiz. Here's Steven Basso. Third game of the season for Basso in Rochester's blue and gold. Megson gets it along the boards and can't get it past O'Quinn. Here's Santana. Little chip forward. Looking for Swaby. Comes away with it. Bordeaux. Through the box, cleared away by Knapp to Perez.
That's what the Lancers need, is to get numbers behind the ball in the box. When that one rebounded off the wall, we had all 5 guys within the crease. We really need to recover like that to avoid those outside goals.
Ortiz, Yelovach battle for it. And Yelovach comes away with it. Finds Anthony Grant. Manfoot streaking forward. Perez coming back defensively. And nice block there by the Cuban. As the Lancers win it back. Perez off the boards, but no one there except Bordeaux for the Syracuse Silver Knights. These two teams will play once again on Friday, January the 9th at the On Center in Syracuse. 7:30 kickoff if you're thinking about making the short trip down the thruway. Neto, quick turn and a shot. Rebound set up and over the netting by Swaby.
Swaby frustrated with himself, damages a Salvatores.com sign.
Can't
Gonna
do
need
that.
a repair here.
Can't do that here.
Soccer Sam's gonna have it out with him for sure.
No pizza for the way home for Syracuse.
Yeah.
Long ball, looking for Hoxie.
He's gonna get oatmeal.
Hoxie gets one shot away, saved. Another shot blocked. Perez. Back to Pedrino. Pedrino fighting hard to keep possession. A good tackle, and they're going to call a foul and a penalty on Pedrino for his challenge on the loose ball against Swaby. And now Syracuse will have the chance to go on the power play. 13:02 time of the penalty to Pedrino.
I think the referee was justified in awarding that, although Swaby's fall seemed to defy gravity in its timing. Could have come a second or two earlier to be in the fluid motion of the tackle.
The Labatt blue card issued to Pedrino. Syracuse on the power play, 5 for 15, 33%. Lancers at 60% effectiveness on the PK. Manfoot whistles one off to the far side. Ubi Parapovic.
This power play for Syracuse really brought to life the section to our right, Joe. They're dedicated supporters who come out here and get obnoxious every time they play here.
Neto, little chip in front, another chance, and this one cleared away by the Lancers. And that is a loud flag-waving, drum-banging section here for the visitors.
Yeah, and if any of y'all are listening to the replay when you get home, just know the Mohican Warrior's coming for you.
He'll be in your cave on January the 9th. He won't be hard to spot, especially today. 3 spikes. What got into you?
A lot of hair gel.
Still power play time, 55 seconds remaining for Syracuse. 50 seconds left in the quarter. Ubi Parapovic, Santana. Manfoot, right foot, nope, puts it in front. Thought he was going to pull the trigger, but nicely blocked by Basso.
Yeah, that was a very timely block as they had isolated an attacker.
There's Manfoot. A low-driven shot. Basso has been huge on this PK. 3 blocks in a matter of seconds. Good job by Steven Basso, and again gets the toe poke. Santana hammers one. It may have been deflected in front. Schindler battling against Ubi Parapovic. Santana to Neto. Quick fires, turns, and saved by Morera, and that should bring quarter number 1 to a close as the Lancers trailing this one 5-2 after 1 quarter of play from the Blue Cross Arena. Second quarter action just around the corner on the Lancers Broadcast Network. The Lancers all-time against Syracuse, 6 wins and 12 losses. As we are getting ready for the second quarter of action, brought to you by Stokes Visca CPAs, the official CPAs of the Rochester Lancers. Dick Ide, visit the Dick Ide family of dealerships, Honda, Mazda, and Volkswagen. And MVP Healthcare, proud sponsors of the Rochester Lancers. Visit discovermvp.com today. All right, 3 seconds left in the penalty to Pedrino. The Lancers will have the kickoff as we'll switch sides. Rochester will be attacking the goal to our right. And I doubt that they will give up a power play goal in 3 seconds, but you never know. Things have happened in the past.
In other news, there's a cotton candy vendor that keeps walking in front of me. And I'm going to need a cotton candy sponsorship. I'm going to need to get that comped fast.
I was going to say, is it either blocking your view or making you hungry? There was one of the two. All right, Tavernisi will get us underway. And here's your horn to begin the second quarter. Lancers 3 seconds to kill as we get ready for more soccer action at the Blue Cross Arena. Basso, and the power play comes to a close for Syracuse. Pedrino back onto the floor. O'Quinn rolls it out to Santana. Right down the middle of the field, he finds Neto. Toby. Bordeaux. Back to Toby. Here's Santana. Almost got away from Nelson Santana there, but able to keep it to Neto. Santana again. Syracuse some slow possession and given away and knocked forward by Pedrino. Here's Ortiz. He'll take over for Rochester. Tavernisi battles with Santana. Hard battle along the boards. Santana knocks Tavernisi down. Pedrino got in there, and finally Santana and Tavernisi untangle as Neto has it on the far boards, or the near side boards.
If you take the ball out of that tackle, Joey Big Rav Tavernisi looked like a breakdancer from the 80s on the floor there. Didn't know he had it in him.
Here's Hoxie. Marked by Santana. Lays it off for Knapp. Megson with a goal in the first quarter to Perez. Still Perez. Now Vanino, St. Bonaventure's finest, Brad Vanino. To the Cuban, Yikel Perez. Knapp, clearance intercepted by Manfoot. He'll break it back the other way for Rochester with the big smooth Andrew Hoxie. Vanino. Knapp's got some space if he can turn. Santana just enough to bother him and come away with it. Here's Grant. Mauricio sticking those long legs in there. Still pressuring Yelovach. Made it back to Santana. Yelovach a three-pointer in the first quarter. Dispossessed by Ortiz. Tavernisi. Tried to go 1v2, but he's knocked off the ball. Swaby. Goal and an assist in the first quarter. Santana. For Grant. Basso battles there. tough physical play from Basso, forcing Syracuse to go back to Chantel. There's Manfoot. Now Chantel. Neto, still with it. Neto, good pass. Manfoot shot off the boards, and Basso comes away with it for Rochester. Shoved off the ball. Maybe a little push from Yelovach, not called. And O'Quinn gets it to Chantel. Syracuse working it on the far side.
Rochester working to get their defensive shape here. Got a little out of sorts, recovered.
Now, you're the expert, but if I'm not mistaken, it looks like Schindler's playing a lot higher tonight.
Yeah, I think he thinks we're going the other direction. Yeah, he moved from a defender to a target today.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, thank you.
I didn't know if he knew that we switched sides at quarters. Rules, rules, rules,
Oh,
man.
they always get you, don't they? Jake, when you watch this one, just shake your head, my boy. Shake your head.
Just tell him to score a lot of own goals right now.
Here is Schindler winning one. And a long shot up and into the netting with 11:15 left.
He was mad at me. I think he was trying to hit me with that one.
That was close to us.
Touche.
If we were in Detroit, that was just above our heads.
Correct. Not above my head, above your head.
Exactly.
Not above my hair, that is.
That's right. 22 feet high. Ooh, Neto takes an awkward tumble, and I think he just tripped on the ball. He tried to leave a little back heel pass. And Knapp is called for the foul. Let's take a look at that one if we can take a peek at it. John Catalano, by the way, is our producer this afternoon. Fresh in from his New Year's Eve celebration. Let's look at that.
See this replay? We just missed the initial contact, but yeah, you don't want to sleep on Knapp when he gets into a tackle.
There it is.
Yep. Welcome to the diving team. Greg Louganis will be your coach.
Perez. Lancers come away with it, and a chance. It's blocked in front by Ubi Parapovic. Basso, he's been strong early on. Good anticipation coming away with it for Rochester. He'll have a go with his left foot. And O'Quinn has got to quickly make the save and pounce on the rebound. Santana to Toby. Played behind. Now Tavernisi. Battles with Santana. Santana goes down. Megson in front. The shot. Saved by O'Quinn. Salas turns. O'Quinn makes the save again. Good bit of action in front of the Syracuse goal. Mauricio turns, and how does he even pull the trigger in such a tight space?
That's pure Guarana and acai.
Whatever that is, I agree. Wow. We're going to look at that one again, and you can say those cute words.
Acai is a berry from the Amazon, the fabled wonder fruit for strength and energy from Brazil.
He had a 6-inch gap. It came down, and all of a sudden the shot was off his foot. Here he is again. Ooh, not too far off the mark. Ortiz looking for the poke in. Basso has a go. Lancers now starting to pepper O'Quinn. 9:24 left in the second quarter. Syracuse leads 5-2, but Rochester is starting to come back in with pressure and some shots. Megson coming back with it. 1v3, Swaby able to scoop it up there to Toby. Santana. Manfoot. His heavy touch will roll back to the 36-year-old Marcelo Morera.
Great throw out by Marcelo there.
He was looking for Hantes.
Hanty looking to get his sea legs on that first touch.
Manfoot in front, poked off the boards. First shift for Papaleo. Onto the turf right now. The Lancers come away with it if they can hurry. It's a 2-on-2. Capinos looking for Perez. Good job by Papaleo to hustle back and stop the Lancers' attack.
Yeah, tit for tat there. A mugging at our end. We came up with no foul and an answer from Syracuse.
There's Tavernisi. Little toe poke. Kick save from O'Quinn.
I like that quick release from Big Ravtav. That's good timing. Good save from O'Quinn.
Knapp tried to force one there. Swaby broke it up. Now Santana. Go back to the far side. Santana, 35 years old, 4 goals, 9 assists on the season. Salas will have a dipping go from outside the yellow line.
Impressive numbers from Santana as a defender. Loves to involve himself in the attack.
Will be Parapovic. Good block again. Basso has been so good today. Early on, but he has been solid. Yelovac.
I can't help but feel like Tavernisi got a hold of Vanilla Ice's VHS How to Breakdance from 1986.
Oh, Salas gets a deflection and it finds the back of the net. A 3-pointer for Mauricio. We're tied at 5. And he shows off the Blue Rock Energy t-shirt. We'll have to see. I think it was redirected on its way towards the net. And for Salas, 16th goal of the season. Here's a look at it. Could it be a Moreira assist? I think it's going to be.
Wow. 2 veteran Brazilians. I'm telling you, that Guaraná and that açaí get you some, Joe. You'll never announce the same again.
Here's a look at it from behind the goal. It may have gone off the back leg of Chantel.
I don't know if there's much contact. I think it just got shielded by the Syracuse defenders.
O'Quinn is at the Syracuse bench. Not sure what he's talking about, but the Lancers have tied this one at 5 with 7:15 remaining in the second quarter. Mauricio Salas from Marcelo Moreira. And the Lancers get the 16th goal of the season from the big guy. I'm not sure what O'Quinn is complaining about, but the referee had to go over to the Syracuse bench and have a few words for the team and for O'Quinn.
Yeah, I don't see what could have been the complaint from his angle. It definitely didn't. It was a 3-pointer. It didn't hit another Lancer player.
Off the leg of Chantel into the bench, and it'll be a Lancers restart when we come back from our break. Well, it's a typical Syracuse-Rochester matchup. We are tied at 5 in the second quarter on the Lancers Broadcast Network. Lancers with a restart. A 3-man wall for Syracuse. They're at the top of the penalty arc. Ortiz. He'll take a look at it. But Mauricio will hit it and pushes it into the corner. Grant. Will be Parapovic. With a quick pass broken up by Salas.
Yeah, Ortiz got a foot to that. That was very well done.
There's Santana. Toby.
Go
ahead.
If that ball gets back post, that's what you want in indoor, those dangerous backdoor tap-ins and weak side runs.
Parapovic. Neto shot. Goal. Good bit of work from Slavisa Ubi Parapovic, and Neto had to go up high over Moreira, and that's exactly what he did to give Syracuse the 7-5 lead at 8:26. Time of the goal from Neto. '13th of the season for the Brazilian. And Ubi Parapovic gets his 3rd assist of the year. 7-5 Syracuse. Neto coming off a huge game against Harrisburg and finds the score sheet once again. Settle in, buckle up, because this could be a back and forth battle all day long. Syracuse, 10 shots, Rochester with 8.
A lot of close games between these two clubs. Like you said, we're 6-12. Not a huge fan of that margin. We're trying to do something about it this season, though.
Manfoot into the corner. Grant quickly turns and hits the volley, but unable to find it on frame. Marrera will distribute this one back into play. And Chantel battles with Hoxie. He wins it. And Salas called for the foul behind the play.
Can you call a foul on a guy for having big muscles? Is that in the rule book?
I don't know if it's in the book. I'm going to have to look it up. I don't think so, though. I'm going to have to say no on that one.
No, he lifted his arm a bit. We'll give the men agree that one.
Not very often we do that.
It's not my job.
Chance for Manfoot, wide open, settles, shot, goal! Grant headed it back, and the Lancers' defense seemed to collapse on Grant, and Manfoot was wide open to go up high and give Syracuse a 9-5 lead.
I just don't understand how we can let so many Syracuse players be left wide open.
There's a look at the replay on the goal at
8:53. And there's no defender within at least 5 yards of him. He takes a settled trap with no pressure. That cannot happen.
So for Manfoot, his second of the season, and Grant his first assist. And the Lancers take a timeout. Now they trail by 4. And while we have a break, let's thank some more of our great sponsors. Blue Rock Energy, Zweigel's Kids Are Free sponsor, Salvatore's Pizzeria, Rochester's #1 pizzeria, salvatores.com. The ESL Federal Credit Union. At ESL, they always look at it from your perspective. And Dr. Vincent Vella, over 25 years of experience creating healthy and beautiful smiles. As we look at some of the fans in attendance here today, a nice crowd on hand, but probably not too happy right now with where the scoreline is. But don't fear, there is a lot of time and a lot of points to be made up in a very quick period still ahead on this New Year's Day matchup at the Blue Cross Arena. That guy was a little surprised.
Cameraman was roasting that kid. He didn't want to be on camera. And he just let the camera remain inert.
Still, though, filing in. You can see him coming through the turnstiles here at the arena. So a great job by the ticket sales and marketing department of the Rochester Lancers to get fans into the house today.
Some less camera-shy folk on that last one.
Got some less camera-shy folk right below us. 3 little young guys bouncing up and down.
I question their upbringing.
Yeah.
Hooligans.
As the festivities continue here, Lancers timeout comes to a close. Probably a well-taken timeout there by Doug Miller. The Syracuse seem to be pulling this one just a bit. They've got a 4-point lead. Kickoff looking for Tavernisi. Quinn plays the boards. Tavernisi and Chantel battle for it. And Chantel tries to clear it. He can't get out. Good hard tackle there from Pedrino, but Syracuse still able to come out of their own half. Here's Manfoot again, the shot. This one is wider than that.
Fantastic first touch from Manfoot there. Great control. Couldn't put it on frame, fortunately for us.
Swaby. Chantel. 5:25 remaining in the first half. 9-5, Syracuse is up. Neto and Manfoot with the Syracuse goals. Mauricio with a 3-pointer for Rochester here in this second quarter. Quinn. Bordeaux takes a bad hop. He's going to have to hustle back. Knocked off the ball. Hoxie couldn't get the shot away. Neto settles, looks. Capino's nice job there to win it for Rochester.
Yeah, picked his pocket with a good, strong challenge. It's from behind, but he did well to keep his body out of the way, so there was no foul called.
Mauricio. Neto coming back with some defensive help, wins the header. But Salas will send it back to Schindler, who's pushing up into that higher position this afternoon. Will be Parapovich called for the foul against Pedrino. Tough work along the boards. Goes out to the far side where Megson has some time. 11 versus 11. And Santana has the arm wrap, no call made. And the Lancer fans not happy, and probably rightfully so. Santana had that initial arm wrap against Megson. Wasn't called.
Boy, those refs are Grinches. I don't know why they would break up such a loving embrace.
Well, here's another look at that loving embrace between the two number 11s.
Yeah, former teammates just hugging it out. We like to see that. We need more of that in this world.
Clearly obstruction, I thought, on Santana. The referees tried to let it go, and the advantage didn't seem to work out, so they made the call. Santana gets a nice round of applause for playing it up and off of the scoreboard here at the Blue Cross Arena.
When you earn an applause from the opposing fans, you probably aren't happy with yourself.
Is that a spot you've ever been in?
Only the spots I played in.
All right. Schindler. Basso. Low shot is blocked. I'm sure you've caught the attention of the away fans once or twice in your few years here with the Lancers.
I've been called many, many names, and few of them are found on my birth certificate.
I'm sorry to hear that. 3:46 left. Lancers are down by 4. Manfoot. Good slide there from Perez. Tavernisi comes in to help out. Hanty sent forward. Perez has to hustle down this one and win it. He does. As he goes off balance, and Syracuse will clear it downfield.
Good physical challenges from Syracuse in the corner. Keeping it legal and safe for the whole family, but very aggressive.
Back heel from Tavernisi to Mauricio. Mauricio and Santana battle for it. Salas with that little wide hook of that left leg, able to keep the ball in the Syracuse half. And down goes Tavernisi.
Game growing increasingly physical here as we close out the first half. Very typical rhythm from our two sides when we play. I love it. That's why it's a great fans game.
Long ball looking for Hoxie. He's got it to settle. And a shove from behind by Neto. That should be a penalty as well.
Boy, there's no disguising when he extended his arms. That's tough to hide.
Megson was ready to tee it up, and I don't know what Neto's complaint is. A clear shove from behind.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't get sent to his room for 2 minutes.
So Mauricio will take a look at it. This could be a good spot for Salas. Here's a look at it. Salas on the restart. Good ball to Megson. High shot there for the Lancers number 11. 2:36 left in the second quarter. The Silver Knights 9, the Lancers 5. Syracuse looking for some payback from that shootout loss December the 20th right here in Rochester as Basso gets it to Hoxie. O'Quinn, good save off the chest.
Hoxie running out of space, found himself in a tight angle. Maybe he has a tight ankle as well. Haven't seen his tape situation.
Let's hope not. Busy weekend ahead. Perez, Capinos.
Yeah, I got to tape my ankles for the long drive. One of my many responsibilities in my unplaying days.
Listen, it's always important for drivers to have the ankles taped and ready to go.
I'm wearing a lot of hats these days, figuratively, of course.
The official title is Director of Community Relations?
Yeah,
is that it?
Yeah, transportation czar as well.
And color commentator?
Yep.
Not enough hours in the day for Mr. Foskey.
What between killing my own meals with my bare hands
and keeping the cave clean?
Yeah.
90 seconds left in the second quarter. Lancers slowing it down a little bit here. There's Mauricio. Looks for Tavernisi. Back to Salas. And Tavernisi wins the call as he was sent down to the turf.
Bit of a hold there. Here's an opportunity for Rochester.
That's one thing. Tavernese works so hard, and he's up and down all game long.
Yeah, he's a scrapper. Big Rav Tav.
Referees coming over to the box, having a word with the fourth official, or the assistant referee, Jim Pashalidis.
Jeremy Ortiz lining up with BK Knapp as well.
Just outside the three-point arc, Salas will have a go, and it's deflected into the netting. This will be a Lancers restart on the near side boards. 1:16 left for the Lancers, who are going to be back home on Saturday, January the 10th. And Elliot, we'll talk about that weekend. On the 9th, the Lancers will be in Syracuse at 7:30. The next day, 1 p.m., the Detroit Waza Flow coming back to town. And boy, do they have some characters.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of flavor, flair. See what that has to offer. That'll be a very physical weekend for the Lancers back-to-back. Obviously, the Syracuse games, these get physical, and Detroit has been an increasing rivalry as well.
It'll be Parapovich with the header. Given away by Chantel. Final minute of play in the quarter. Quinn to Neto.
Quinn with his own Megson-esque clear. Only Megson was putting that past him in the last goal.
This went up and into the crowd. Chantel will have the restart. 47 seconds left. Out of the near side will be Parapovich. Back to Yelovach. Manfoot. Swaby. Stood up there nicely by Pedrino. Ball pops out onto the foot of Manfoot, and it's into the netting. Other sponsors of our broadcast include Health Source Chiropractors, the Holiday Inn Rochester Airport, and the Distillery, official post-game meeting place for the Lancers. And just inches away from a little redirect from Megson to get past O'Quinn.
Couldn't get his shaggy locks to it. So close. Guy from the Northwest with shaggy hair, that's unfamiliar.
Salas with 5 seconds left. Knocked off the ball and sent downfield. As we will bring half number one to a close with the visitors from Syracuse taking a 9-5 lead. Goals from Neto and Manfoot in the second quarter for Syracuse, and Mauricio Salas for Rochester. Tommy Tanner is actually in front of the Lancers bench right now and extremely upset right now with, it looks like, Steven Basso. Not sure what the situation is, but Tanner and Basso having words. The referee's telling Tommy Tanner to push back to his locker room in front of his own bench. Not sure if there was some kind of confrontation as the players were walking off the field, but there is a little situation in front of the Lancers bench that is finally being broken up between Steven Basso and Tommy Tanner. Tanner still on the field and pleading his case with the officials. This will be interesting to see what happened. Let's go on the field level nonetheless for Soccer Sam.
Thank you, Rocky. I'm with Alex Megson. Alex, you got the first goal tonight. I'm feeling a hat trick from you, man. You are up and down all over the place. I mean, new year, new attitude. How you feeling, my man?
I feel great. It's great to see all these people out here for New Year's game, and we're going to bring a second half with energy.
All right, now, Alex, you guys are away from your families. Sometimes people take that for granted. You guys are away from your families, but during the holidays, we're here playing. But, I mean, how does it feel to be here in Rochester with all these people loving you guys?
You know, it's hard being away from home, but when you come to a city like this, so blue-collared and full of great people, it's not too tough.
All right, Alex Megson, second half, 2 more goals at least. All right, my man?
All right, let's do it.
All right, Alex Megson right there.
Thanks to Alex Megson and Soccer Sam. We'll take a break here for halftime. It's Syracuse leading this one 9-5 on the Lancers Broadcast Network.
Last week, fans, we had the jersey auction after the game. We did a promotion where if you showed up, day game, walked up window, 50% of the proceeds to a special group of people, the Spirit of Blue, which do things for the Rochester Police Department. Police departments throughout the country, but tell us what we did for the Rochester Police Department last week.
Well, with the generosity of your organization and all the fans that came out, you raised over $6,000, and we're going to turn that into a safety equipment grant to buy bulletproof vests for the Rochester Police Department.
Unbelievable. Thank you, Rochester. Thank you so much, O'Ryan. How long have you been doing this for Spirit of Blue?
We've been doing it for 4 years.
All right, and these are your children?
Lauren and Nolan.
And I saw you here, Lauren, last week with the bracelets. Any game you want to come here and raise money for Spirit of Blue with the Rochester Police Department, my heroes, anytime, you're welcome here. And Rich Randall, our president, has something to give you that hopefully won't bounce. A $6,000 fake check to Spirit of Blue. Next week, we're going to give you the real check. But thank you so much for being here. All the proceeds go to the Rochester Police Department.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Spirit of Blue. Thank you, Rochester.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field, Little Red Dance Studio.
And I'm not made her happy in that regard. My little brother got married. Thought that would do the trick, get her off my back.
No,
but that
never.
just made her believe it was possible. And so she sets me up on more dates than I do.
Well, congratulations to you and Gary.
Yeah, I don't know that Gary's my type, but my mom will be happy nonetheless.
We got it on film, buddy. He's your type now. You're locked in and loaded, ready to go.
The happy couple.
All right, back to the game here. The Lancers trail 9-5. What kind of things are talked about for the boys in blue and gold to get back into this one?
I mean, really more of the same. The easy breakdowns. We're playing far better than we did last week. Way higher pressure defense, more effective in creating opportunities, and yet we still had some breakdowns that have been really inexcusable and cost us some goals. So for me, it's just he probably just got into them. You want to affirm the positive things we've done, but you have got to play more honest on defense.
And we'll see if it begins now in the third quarter as Syracuse has possession. Bordeaux to Ubi Parapovic. Santana. Salas knocks it away from him. Off the chest of Knapp. Ortiz. Just under the scoreboard, O'Quinn able to reach up and above Tavernisi to steal possession away for Syracuse.
Great effort from O'Cheese.
There was a little discussion in front of the Lancers bench with Tommy Tanner and Steven Basso at the end of the quarter. We'll see if there's any carryover from that.
A discussion, like UFC discussions?
Yeah, not quite that deep, but it was heated, let's say that. Tanner was
Emotions
not
ran
happy
high.
with something that had happened on the way to the respective benches.
Yeah, I missed it being up
I
here.
didn't see it either. I saw the referees pointing to Tommy Tanner to get back to his own locker room. We'll see if there's any carryover here at the beginning of the third quarter. There's high pressure coming from the Lancers, forcing a giveaway here. Perez on his left. Shot is deflected. And Chantel picks it up. Pedrino keeps it in the Syracuse half. And Ilovac tugged on by Pedrino. Takes a little spin and wins the call for the Silver Knights. Syracuse, a nice long break after this one. 8 days off. For the Lancers, it's go and go. As Marrera kneels down to make the catch.
It's a proposal save, we call that.
Coming back the other way, Swaby and Syracuse. Good break up and handball for Pedrino, and guess what? Pedrino's going back to the box for the second time today.
I speak a little Portuguese, and I think what Pedrinho said there was, since when are we not allowed to use our hands?
You tell me, what do you think?
Tough to tell. It hit his leg first. Maybe it popped up and got his hand. From my angle, I couldn't see it.
Here's
but
a great look right here.
okay, different angle now. Yep, that's fair. Handball. 2-minute penalty for Syracuse.
So the Silver Knights 5 for 16 on the power play. Pedrino's in the box for the second time today. Tough one, but nonetheless, the blue card is issued. Manfoot. Shot. Oh, a wide open net. And Grant couldn't put that one on frame.
Boy, Rochester dodged the bullet. Well-constructed play from Syracuse. Great ball from Manfoot on the shot fake.
Parapovich. Neto. Toe poke. Jammed along the boards by Morera. 1:20 left in the Pedrino penalty. Seconds taken off the clock on the long throw from Marcelo Morera. Played 3 games with Syracuse last season. Now in the blue and gold of Rochester. Manfoot. Parapovich. Manfoot in front. Grant couldn't get all that one. 51 seconds left. Pedrino still in the box for Rochester.
Yeah, we're having trouble collapsing when they cut that ball back to get to Grant, who's found space in that middle pocket.
Awkward bounce off the glass to the top of the penalty arc. Neto. Parapovich. Santana, Lancers 63% on the PK. Manfoot. Inside for Grant. Shot off the leg of Morera.
Excellent turn from Manfoot to create that space and find that pass.
A swerving shot from Grant, not too far off the mark. There's Manfoot again. Whistles one off the boards to the far side. 5 seconds left. Good pass. Manfoot shot. And not going through the legs of Morera.
Pedrino off the bench, one-on-one versus Santana, comes up with it.
Good ball in front. Hoxie couldn't pull the trigger. Regroups. Plays it back to Basso. Vanino. Ortiz. Off the boards in front. Salas! Oh, it hit the post!
Wow. Crashing right-footed volley.
Now the Lancers coming with their bit of attack. Basso. His shot is off the glass. Handball against Ortiz. And it'll be coming back the other way on a Syracuse restart.
Ortiz frustrated, but suffered the same fate as Pedrino on a deflection handball. This will not be a penalty because it wasn't in an attacking position.
There's Santana. Boy, does he see a lot of time on the field. His shifts are quadruple that of most players.
Yeah, I think the only person who gets more minutes than him are the referees.
I'd have to agree with that. As Salas sends a shot up and into the netting with 10:07 left. In the third quarter, Syracuse with a 9-5 lead. If you're just tuning in, Happy New Year. Joe Giuliano, Elliot Foskey, John Catalano, our producer. Steve back at the radio studio on the Fickle side of things.
Nowhere I'd rather be ringing in a new year than an MASL soccer game, arena football, arena soccer. I went foreign on it for a second. Forgive me for you Americans.
And a great crowd also in the mix. As Ortiz fires a low one onto the near side. It'll be Parapovich. Good ball forward, looking for Bordeaux, and Jamie Capinos has to hustle. Gets stuck in the turf, and a little shove from behind on Bordeaux. The Lancers will come away with a restart.
I have a little insider information on what Jamie Capinos is going for there.
Tavernisi's off the boards, and no call made as he and Yelovach tangle up. Joey's up.
Inside the actor's studio, Joey was not rewarded.
Hantes, the Gates Schuyler High School player and 2009 University of Rochester graduate. And this one is going to come back on a restart for Syracuse as Basso puts a touch up and over the glass. Thanks to more sponsors while we have a break here. Stokes Visca CPAs, the official CPAs of the Rochester Lancers. Call them today at 427-0850 or go to svcpas.com. Stokes Visca and Company. Manfoot poked away to Basso now, crossing midfield. Far side, Tavernisi back in front. Oh, Basso was looking for the return. Just poked away. Manfoot goes down, and he has seen a lot of the ball today, the 20-year-old from Akron, Ohio. Manfoot gave up a full scholarship to Akron University to play professional soccer. They've been training with the Silver Knights since 2011. And back then, Tommy Tanner said he'll be one of the most exciting players that indoor soccer fans have witnessed. Manfoot, very highly thought of by Tommy Tanner. Still young, 20 years old, a lot of soccer ahead of him. There's O'Quinn. Manfoot. Chantel. Neto. Still Neto. Little flick forward, and Morera has to quickly slide across. Cat-like reflexes making the save. Perez to Hoxie. Off the glass. Megson. Poked away by Grant. 7.5 left in the third quarter. Lancers down by 4. A big crowd on their home turf. They're looking for a big result today against their arch rivals. There's O'Quinn. Toby. Santana. Basso again. He has been rock solid today. Good pass for Hoxie. Still Hoxie for Perez. Santana will step in front. And the forced toe poke from Perez into the arms of O'Quinn. Capinos, dangerous ball in front. And Perez will slow it down momentarily. Capinos blocks the shot of Swaby, who's got a goal and an assist on the day.
Capinos is a great shot blocker. He's very fit, very quick, and his timing is really great to get low.
There he is breaking up another play. Actually, it was Hantes. Santana. Not sure if he's come off the field since the third quarter started.
He got mad and competitive when he heard the ref spent more time out there than him. He's going to try to beat him.
How dare they? Perez, double teamed. He's got to look for some help. Finds it.
And there it was.
Thigh, right? Thigh pass?
Yep, that's legal. If you hit your thigh, you can pass back to your keeper and he can pick it up. Just can't come from the foot of the shin, I believe, is a rule.
Quick thinking.
Capinos actually loves that. And his brother being a goalie, they do that very well. I live with them, and I'm convinced they go into their bedrooms and practice kneeing it to each other from the floor. I could be wrong. That's my hunch.
Get the camera out. I want to see proof of that one. What goes on in that house? Only one. Somebody was in a basement, I think, today, earlier on Facebook in that house.
Yeah. He looked mad.
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Didn't get a lot of sleep, apparently. Really keyed up.
Ortiz strips it away from Santana. Tavernisi tried to play it back in front.
Santana got away with a little bit of a handball there, deflection off his leg.
Vanino, a very quick moving third quarter. Look who's down along the boards again. Just scrapping and fighting his way to help his team is Joey Tavernisi. Clear foul there, called on Neto. Megson over the ball. Syracuse walls backed up. Salas, top of the arc. Basso recovers defensively. Swaby sends one forward from Manfoot. Steven Basso, good job today. Strong performance by number 13. Hoxie. Outside Hantes. Oh, Perez was ready to tee up the volley.
Yeah,
At the last second, headed away.
Chantel broke that up nicely. A neat little ball trying to get over the top from Hantes.
You could see the volley in full effect for Perez, but that will bring us now to our break. 4:40 left in the third quarter. Syracuse 9, Rochester 5. .440 left, third quarter. Lancers looking to get on the board here. They trail 9-5. Toby's long pass downfield is sent back the other way to Schindler. Salas. Santana battle for it. Hantes comes in to help out. There's Pedrino. Pedrino coming out of the back to Mauricio. Nice quick pass. Tavernisi. Still Tavernisi double team. Ubi Parapovic comes away with it.
Joey's got to be careful tracking back and making that tackle from behind on Ubi. Ubi Parapovic, the multi-syllabic name across the back.
And you know, Ubi Parapovic, the first year in the MISL was absolutely dynamite. He seems to have kind of tailed off a little bit as far as his numbers are concerned.
Yeah, his numbers have. I know at different points he's had some injuries to contend with. I don't know if that continues.
It was dynamite. MISL Rookie of the Year in 2011, 2012. As Hoxie tries to turn back to Ortiz, a very talented player getting back to Ubi Parapovic.
Yeah, extremely skillful.
Vanino working his way through. Santana.
Speaking of skillful, nice turn from Santana, but 3 Lancers giving chase. Come up with it.
3:10 left in the third quarter. Megson is open, coming forward with a toe poke, and it's a kick save from O'Quinn.
Excellent pass from Basso to find Megson. Toe poke save, denies it.
Schindler, now he's in the back.
Now
Salas.
he knows which way we're going.
Hantes. Schindler looking for Tavernisi. Chantel steps in front. Still a loose ball along the boards. Tavernisi comes away with it. Couldn't get around Chantel.
That tackles man foot versus man shoulders and Jake Schindler.
It is a size mismatch, to say the least. There's Ortiz. Salas. Jeremy, 2 goals in his return to the Lancers last week against the undefeated Baltimore Blast. Tavernisi. Perez! Oh, look at that shot. Gave O'Quinn all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, although it was fairly close to O'Quinn, that had a lot of movement on it. That's not necessarily a gimme for a save.
Yaikel Perez, the 29-year-old, 4 games with the Lancers, and he got a cannon away there. Oof. Salas, top of the arc, deflected, and O'Quinn didn't know much about it, but it came off his arm. And the Lancers will have another restart on the near side. Ortiz.
Lancers trying to break the scoring drought.
Oh, in front, what a great save from O'Quinn, robbing a Tavernisi. Schindler gets jammed, and his shot is up and into the crowd.
Boy, scrambling to get back into position there. Joey looked like he had the open goal, but O'Quinn's recovery was unexpected to say the least. Very quick.
Look at it, Elliot. Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Great save.
Still possession, Rochester. 1:40 left. 9-5 Syracuse leads. Perez, Salas. Perez, little dance on the near side. A left-footed shot, knuckling again, forcing a kick save from O'Quinn.
Wow, I mean, that's past the yellow line, Joe, and he just ripped one with his right foot. He's so dangerous from either side. Oh,
Perez takes a
wow.
thump into the boards. No call made. Manfoot comes away
no,
with it.
that was Ortiz.
Or Ortiz, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that made me wince. My experience with head injuries, I don't like to see heads hit boards.
He's up and making his way to the bench. Hopefully nothing major for Jeremy.
I've roomed with him too. He's hard-headed. He'll be all right.
You know, the last couple of weeks we seem to see a lot more movement with this ball, a lot of knuckling. Gonzaga's goal from way downtown, and then Perez's couple shots here. I haven't had a chance to take a couple shots with this ball, but is there a lot of movement with this, a lot of spin?
Yeah, it's this ball compared to at least the old MISL ball,
Right.
it's a little smaller and tighter. If you strike it well, it really does have movement on it.
Final 30 seconds of the quarter.
It's tough for keepers to handle and keep the rebound from popping out in front of them.
It's made to increase the action, and it sure has done that. As a handball is called on Mauricio Salas. 23.5 seconds left. And you wonder if those point seconds are included, and very important yet they are, because with 0.2 seconds left, Milwaukee actually tied Missouri to send their game to overtime the other night.
Wow.
Comets still came away with the victory in their 10th straight win. Good ball outside. Capinos. And this will bring the third quarter to a close. No scoring in the third quarter. Syracuse still hangs on to the 9-5 lead. This is the Lancers Broadcast Network. All right, the Lancers, well, they have some work to do here. They trail 9-5. They've been outshot 13-12. Crowd on their feet, ready to go here in quarter number 4. Lancers into the quarter for Tavernese, looking for that early response. But Syracuse has other ideas with Neto. Back to Bordeaux. Along the boards.
You are an excellent radio dancer.
That's the first. I've been told face for radio, but never radio dancer.
Your moves are perfect.
Oh, perfect for radio.
Yeah.
Not going to help me in the clubs, though, is it?
Well, unless they turn down the lights.
A great radio dancer. I've never been told that. Loose ball in front. Neto is tripped up, and was it in the box? Was it outside the box? What is the call?
The contact was initiated outside the box.
Let's see where the referee spots this one. Neto got taken down, and it is going to be outside the box. Herrera came up with a big save.
Yeah, whenever you're challenging someone from behind, you run that risk. If they fall forward, you can get that call.
Parapovic taking a look at a 3-man wall for the Lancers.
7 yards from goal, very close range.
And Santana, a little chip, and Marcelo's seen that play before. Not a bad idea, but Herrera read the play well. And the long ball will end up in the arms of O'Quinn. Neto. Still Neto. Back to O'Quinn.
It's a party in here today. It's a New Year's Day party. This is awesome. A lot of energy from a big crowd.
And the Lancers looking to start off this 3 games and 4-day stretch with a win. And boy, would it be great to do it against your arch rivals, the Silver Knights, who have a 4-point lead as we head here to the 4th quarter. Here's Capinos. Looking for Megson. Taken away by Yelovach. Perez gets stuck in there as well. Capinos for Rochester. Megson pushed off the ball by Yelovach, and he's called for the foul.
Yeah, as Megson was losing his balance heading towards the carpet, Yelovach made sure he made it there on time.
Basically a free kick, which is pretty much a corner kick for the Lancers. Megson setting the ball up, and Syracuse feeling he moved the ball forward, maybe a 6-inch touch, but and now he
yeah, there's a little lip in the carpet he was trying to avoid.
It's just not a good set.
Don't give me that lip, he said.
Uh-oh, sent forward. Yelovach is in on goal. The shot. It's wide. The rebound. Put up and into the netting by Bordeaux. And the Lancers lucky there.
Wow. Great buildup for the Syracuse counterattack. Could not capitalize.
All off of that restart. And Yelovach was off to the races. As this one is back into play, O'Quinn picks up the long ball, holds it in his box, throws it out, looking for Grant. Basso pokes it away. Manfoot. Grant. Looking for Manfoot again. Oh, and a rocket from Swaby as he beats the Lancer defender to the ball, and he just slams home. Syracuse is 11th point of the game. It's Manfoot who will get the assist, and Hantes has to do better there.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at a rookie mistake. Indoor, unlike outdoor, you have to have your eye on the man. If you get caught ball watching, guys can move in so quickly for rebound shots.
And for Manfoot, that'll be his first assist of the day, second of the season. Swaby's having a day today. 2 goals, 1 assist for Swaby. Having the goal, 2:37. Syracuse stretches their lead now, 11-5. Not what the Lancers wanted to start. Quarter number 4. Parapovic. A pickpocket job there from Boughton, or from Tavernisi. Boughton is one I'm sure the Lancers would love to return.
Well, he got married today, so.
He's on his honeymoon with number 8, whoever that could be. Chantel. If you're wondering, we're just talking about the proposal ceremony that took place at halftime. 2 great Lancer fans wearing the Foskey and Boughton jerseys. And Joey Tavernisi will once again win a call for the Lancers for the challenge by Chantel. And here's a look at it. It's played into the box. A little nudge and shove as well. Perez's shot is deflected.
Yeah, that foul is very similar to the one awarded to Syracuse down there in our box.
Schindler comes away with it. He's got Perez. Perez, good save from O'Quinn. Hoxie almost got the rebound. Ortiz fires one that's blocked by Bordeaux. Parapovic. Pass intercepted by Basso. Pinos. Hoxie, he's into the corner looking to spin and turn for an option. Can't jam it out in front. Grant comes away with it. 10:32 left. Lancers need some points, and they need them fast. Hoxie's the jersey is tugged on by Grant. He'll win a restart for the Lancers, and Salas will set it up. What a bomb from Mauricio! Another 3-pointer! How do you do? Second of the day, second 3-pointer at 4:36 of the 4th quarter.
Wow. Powder paper and a lit fuse. La bomba. unbelievable, man. He can rope a shot. Got a Brazilian flag waving down there by the glass.
Let's take a look at that one, Elliot, from behind the goal. The wall wasn't set. That is a recipe for disaster. 17th of the year for Mauricio. He doesn't waste any time. He sees the gap in the wall, and O'Quinn, whether he sees it or not, it doesn't matter. It's behind him.
Veteran move as soon as the referees say play on. Well struck ball.
That goal brought to you by Mr. Glass and Dunkin' Donuts. Donates 1 pound of coffee to FoodLink for every Lancers home goal. And for Mauricio Salas, last season he played 18 games, had 14 goals, 8 assists. This season it's his 7th game of the year. He's up to 17 goals. What a performance, what a season for Mauricio. And the Lancers now within 3. With 10:24 left, Syracuse takes a timeout. Looking to slow this one down and maybe steal some of that Lancers momentum. Little Cotton Eye Joe going on and getting the crowd pumped up here.
Yeah, this headset feels like a choke chain noose leash. Cotton Eye Joe plays. Hold me back.
Look at the crowd, young kids just having a blast here. It's a big party. It's the biggest party in town. Ortiz looking for Vanino, broken up by Ubi Parapovic. Still Ubi Parapovic. Neto shot. Rebound, oh, it goes in off of Schindler. The initial shot off the post, and unfortunate for the Lancers, it's redirected into their own goal, and Syracuse is up 13-8.
Great initial save from Marcelo. He got fingertips to it, redirecting it to the inside of the post.
Neto was the one who took the initial shot, and we'll see if he's the one who gets credit for the goal.
Jake hustling back to try to get position. Very unlucky coming off that post.
We'll see what the official scorers say. It was a shot taken by Neto, and we'll see what they give the credit to, as O'Quinn forced to make a good save to his right. Okay, they're saying Ubi Parapovic with the goal. Neto with the assist. I disagree with that one respectfully.
Well, on the replay we saw Ubi Parapovic, once the ball's already in, kicked it back against the back of the net, which was a nice finish as well. It just doesn't count.
So we'll see if that gets changed, which I think it will. Neto was the shooter. Ubi Parapovic was the setup man. Here's Grant looking for some help here. Lancers come away with it though. Megson outside to Basso. Played back now. O'Quinn. Long ball. Sent back to Morera.
Got to hand it to Basso for his effort there. Coming from a defensive stand, had to be a little tired, gave chase all the way up and forced the Syracuse turnover on a long ball clearance.
There's Hoxie. Salas. Chance here for Mauricio to turn. They're going to call Ortiz coming in. I think the boots were up. And they, in fact, are changing that goal. Neto will get his 14th of the season. Ubi Parapovic will get his 4th assist. So 2 assists on the day for Ubi Parapovic. And for Neto, he'll have his 2nd of the day. There's a look at that foul that was just called as Ortiz got ball, but maybe because the foot was up,
well,
the bottom of the shoe exposed.
Yeah, it looked very, very legitimate to me. Now down here at the other end, Schindler trying to do the jersey auction, trying to get a hold of Neto's shirt there.
Chantel, the man foot, good block there by Ortiz. He is settled in very, very quick. Quinn way off his line. Syracuse goal exposed momentarily, but we're able to keep possession with Bordeaux. Back to O'Quinn. 8:20 left in the fourth quarter. 5-point lead for the Silver Knights. Off the glass. Vanino shoved from behind by Manfoot. He was somewhere in behind him. The call's made. Salas quick again on the restart. Schindler. Salas. Looking for any bit of opening to unleash that left-footed cannon.
It doesn't take much for him, as we've seen tonight.
Santana will just knock it forward. Relieve some of the pressure. Syracuse 17 shots, Rochester with 16. 5-point lead, but don't forget it's multiple point scoring tonight. Things can change in a matter of seconds. Knapp with Grant, battle for it along the boards. Knapp helps from Perez, and he comes away with it. Tavernisi. Basso. Salas on the near side. Looks, fires. Blocked. Bordeaux for Syracuse pops high balls along the side wall, and foul called on Tavernisi for the challenge against Bordeaux. 7:01 left in the third quarter. Syracuse leads this one 13-8. Santana will put this one back into play. Chip forward. Grant, Megson, battle. Capinos, Salas in there as well. Yelovach comes away with it for Syracuse. Here's Santana. Passes off the leg of Tavernisi, and he just can't catch a break here as Yelovach goes down, and the call's made against the Lancers.
Referees taking a haranguing from the crowd here.
It's a 50-50 ball. Yelovach did get there first.
There was body contact. I like to see a physical game. I like to see some of that go, but can't blame a ref for calling that one.
Blasted off the boards by Ortiz, but only as far as Santana. Maybe Parapovic could be onto something here. Puts it in front. Neto couldn't pull the trigger. Jeremy Ortiz breaks it up for the Lancers. 6:18 left in the fourth quarter. Syracuse 13, Rochester 8. Chantel. Crossfield pass to Ubi Parapovic, broken up. Ortiz couldn't get it through the big man Yelovach off of his shoulder. Neto turns. No call made as he and Basso get tangled up. This one ends up in the Lancers bench, and it'll be a restart. 5:49 left. Syracuse 13, Rochester 8. This is the Lancers Broadcast Network. Here's the scene, 5:49 left in the fourth quarter. Syracuse 13, Rochester 8. As play gets underway with a ball from Syracuse up and over the glass. Possession given back to the Lancers. Syracuse goals from Swaby and Neto here in the fourth quarter. Lancers another three-pointer from Mauricio. Schindler. Flicked on for Hoxie. Perez. Back to the goal. Taken away by Syracuse, but Perez working hard, fighting back. Gets possession for Rochester to Mauricio.
Great second effort from Perez.
Schindler, long ball. Hoxie able to shield off Chantel, but just couldn't get the shot away. Will Pedrino take one? He'll lay it off to his countryman, Mauricio Salas. Good ball off the boards to Hoxie. Up in the air, Hoxie still with it. Still Hoxie. Loose ball. They want a handball, no call made. Lancers not happy at all. Knapp off the boards. Hoxie, goal! The big smooth. .905, time of the goal. Hoxie's 4th of the year. And here's a look at the hard-fought goal for Rochester.
Good takeaway from Knapp. Pounds it off the boards, and Hoxie finally gets to release when he was trying so hard to get himself in a position to turn and shoot just prior to that.
Hoxie's 4th of the season. Knapp, his 1st assist of the season. Well taken goal by the Lancers. 13-10, Syracuse still leads it.
Rochester fighting for that first and hopefully final lead of the game.
Good ball from Santana to Bordeaux, and a nice save off the leg of Morera.
Rochester been forced to chase the score since the 2nd minute of the 1st quarter.
Here's Neto. Back to Salas, a giveaway here. Neto one-on-one, or Santana one-on-one with Mauricio. Salas. O'Quinn comes off his line to make the save. No call made. Morera pops one forward looking for Basso. Basso under pressure, gets away from 2 Syracuse players. Here's Basso to Salas. Off the boards. Perez, oh, it's just poked away. End-to-end action here in the 4th quarter. Ruby Parapovich on his right. The shot wide, the rebound, goal. Toby there to put it home. A wild stretch there. And Syracuse ends up with the goal from Toby, and the assist going to Ubi Parapovich. Toby's 1st of the season. And 11-18. 15-10, Syracuse. And Toby trailing it on the play. And we should mention Forbes not even in the lineup tonight.
Yeah.
The big gun, and Syracuse working hard without him.
Toby or not Toby, that was the question.
Yelovach, his shot is blocked by Schindler. 3:22 left. The Lancers down by 5. Ubi Parapovich, 3 assists on the day.
Top of the box opportunity for Syracuse.
3-man wall for the Lancers. Santana. Ubi Parapovich. The shot from Neto is blocked in front.
Well read by Schindler to get that early block.
Well, in the December 20th game here at the Blue Cross Arena, Hoxie scored the equalizer to make it 11-11 with the 6th attacker on for the Lancers. We'll see what the final 3:19 brings. As Doug Miller's got the green jersey in hand, and the Lancers will take a timeout. With 3:15 left, they trail by 5, and it looks like Schindler will don the green jersey. No, he took it out of Schindler's hand and gave it to Ortiz instead. And while we have a break, let's thank Stokes Visca and Company. Dick Ide, visit the Dick Ide family of dealerships, Honda, Mazda, and Volkswagen. And MVP Healthcare is a proud sponsor of the Rochester Lancers. Visit discovermvp.com today.
I have a nice MVP tennis cap that helps with my unruly locks when they are not brick hard on top of my dome.
And the 3 locks are definitely brick hard today. So Elliot, 15-10, 3:15 left. The Lancers have worked, fans with their shirts off and up and dancing, have worked so hard today to fight back, but every time Syracuse has an answer to that comeback from Rochester.
Yeah, it's just not good enough. You can't give up easy goals after you've battled, really in the last quarter and a half, we've had to work so hard for our opportunities, and yet as soon as we get within reach, we give up 1 or 2 easy goals. That's been the story of the entire game. So clearly now we're in a 6th attacker position. There's no room for that. If we give up another goal, we're really putting it definitely not out of reach, but we have got to be the next team to score if we want a chance at winning this one.
This is such a crucial matchup. It's the first of 3 games in 4 days for the Lancers. As we'll travel to Milwaukee and Chicago for this weekend's matchups. Jeremy Ortiz with the green 6th attacker jersey making his way into the Lancers net.
Little Ghostbuster slime.
And here we go. Rolls it out to Perez. Cal Perez back to Mauricio Salas. We'll see if the 6th attacker brings the same fortunes that we saw on December the 20th. It's Perez. This one's jammed up along the boards, and O'Quinn able to quickly roll it out to the far side for Manfoot. Shot is wide. Schindler. Ortiz in a support position, goes outside to Salas instead.
Schindler doing well to take his time to find the right pass there as Syracuse was pressuring up front.
High pressure from Syracuse. Lancers break it. Pass forward, headed away by Santana. Perez and Schindler will start again for Rochester. 6th attacker coming up as well. Salas, another bomb. Tavernisi's tripped up. Yelovach. And this one to the right, just outside the Syracuse box.
Sometimes you wonder what Salas is thinking when he winds up from certain angles.
This one is blocked by the wall.
But then when he capitalizes on one, you quickly understand why.
Perez. Off the boards, gets away from him. Manfoot will poke forward. Easily stopped by Perez. 150 or Ortiz. 1:55 left in the 4th quarter. Here is Perez now. Back to Ortiz. Basso.
Might be pronounced O-cheese. We're not sure.
Tavernisi. Good move by Tavernisi. Barrels into O'Quinn. Loose ball still in the corner. Vanino. Taken away by Santana. He gives it up though. Perez now. 1 minute, 30 seconds left. And again, it's Yelovach called for the foul. That's his 4th foul of the half. And this one just outside the 3-point arc to the left of O'Quinn. Basso. The 3-pointer here from the Lancers would do wonders. Perez off the glass, and Yelovach a long shot. One hop and a 3-point goal for Syracuse as Rochester went to the 6th attacker. And Yelovach a little chip down the field, his 2nd of the day, 2nd of the season. And that will give Syracuse a very comfortable 8-point lead. 13:39, time of the Syracuse goal.
Would have been a 3-point violation, but he was just patient enough to let that ball hit that yellow line in his defensive end. Just about as close as it could have been.
There's the kickoff for the Lancers. Taken away by Chantel. To Bordeaux. 18-10, just over a minute remaining here in the 4th quarter. Ortiz to Schindler. Perez. Back to Ortiz. Jeremy Ortiz onto the near side boards for Perez. Goes outside to Mauricio Salas. Schindler, 38 seconds left.
Just a little too content. It's a 3-goal deficit. Can't be content to pass around. Someone's got to let one go.
Salas has to hustle back. Lancers' goal is wide open, and this one's going to come back on a Ball that's cleared into the crowd by Mauricio Salas, and Syracuse and their large supporter section up and on their feet, cheering this one to a close. These two teams will do it once again on Friday, January the 9th at the On Center. With 26 seconds left, it's played back to O'Quinn. Downfield, Marrero will pick it up. Rolled out to Perez, 15 seconds left. Perez still on it. Steps back to his right, his shot is blocked. And that will be 5 seconds till the final horn. And Syracuse with a huge, huge Eastern Division win this afternoon in Rochester by a score of 18-10. Syracuse now goes to 4-5 in the Eastern Division, while Rochester goes to 4-3. So Syracuse closing that gap on second place in the PASL, the MASL's Eastern Division. We'll keep it here as Soccer Sam will go down to field level for a post-game interview. A tough one today, Elliot, for the Lancers, who wanted to start off this 3 games in 4-day stretch with a win.
Yeah, it's big. Going to play back-to-back games on the road against solid opponents, you really got to take care of business at home. Syracuse got us, further solidifying the rivalry. They're thanking their fans. Lancer players doing their lap to thank our fans. Really good support today. It was a great crowd. Fortunate result for the Lancers. A lot of sportsmanship after the game, despite the physical play. Nothing carrying on afterwards, so we're just going to have to buck up and do it on the road now.
It was a great crowd today, and I'd like to thank all the Lancer fans in attendance this afternoon for the arch rival Syracuse Silver Knights visit to the Blue Cross Arena. Final score again, Syracuse 18, Rochester 10. Soccer Sam will have our post-game interview, or post-game wrap as you will call it. Here is Soccer Sam.
Go loss, tied up with Syracuse. January 9th, we go to Syracuse. Let's all go out there and support our guys. And we're back home here on the 10th. This weekend, make sure you check out the games Saturday. All the games are on the MASL network. We call it the Balls to the Walls network. On Saturday night, we are in Milwaukee on the brand new Sue Black Field. Check that out. And then Sunday, we are in Chicago. Hope you watch it. Hope you enjoy it. Have yourself a great, great New Year. We'll see you back here on the 10th. And if you can, show up in Syracuse on the 9th. Have a great soccer weekend, everybody. Feel the kick.
All right, Soccer Sam, good little post-game recap there. Unfortunately for the Lancers, it wasn't with a victory against their arch rivals. Elliot, some quick final thoughts before we wrap it up on TV and radio today.
Well, great entertainment. The game, it never got totally away from the Lancers, although we were trailing the entire time. We kept pulling back within striking distance, so really rewarding for the fans until the final whistle. Unfortunately, we came out not the victor. So 1-1, a split so far with this throughway rivalry, and I got to hand it to our guys. I like what I saw here today. There were some breakdowns that I'm not a fan of, but our effort, our decision to play 4 quarters hard, to really attack the game and not sit back and be passive, I appreciated that. So looking forward to this road trip.
So Saturday and Sunday, Milwaukee and Chicago, the next 2 opponents. Lancers are back home on Saturday, January the 10th, 1 p.m. The Detroit Waza Flow coming to visit the Blue Cross Arena. It'll be the 3rd meeting of the season. There's been some fireworks between those 2 teams too this year.
Yep, you've definitely seen a lot of that across the league. There's been a lot of great matchups, a lot of rivalries developing with the combination of 2 leagues. So some have seen each other before, some really haven't seen each other that much. We've had opponents we've never seen before this year. So, yeah, more exciting action all across the league.
Well, Elliot, great job. I'm honored to be a part of the 3 Spike broadcast today. It's a flattering look for you. I love it.
Appreciate that, Joe. For a guy who never outgrew his own mother, we try to extend our height in other ways.
Well, your final score this afternoon on New Year's Day, the Silver Knights win it 18-10. The season series between Rochester and Syracuse even at 1. they'll do it again in just a couple of weeks. For Elliot Foskey, for John Catalano, our television producer, and Steve back at the Fickle Radio Studios, I'm Joe Giuliano saying so long from the Blue Cross Arena. Happy New Year from everyone at the Lancers family.